Hello folks, I'm Abfielder. Welcome to the second in my series of 1.18 Minecraft farms, and today we'll be building this super simple expandable ghast farm. In Minecraft 1.18, changes to the mob spawning will make it more difficult to build super efficient creeper farms, so why not build a ghast farm instead? For any single player world, this would likely give you all the gunpowder and the ghast tiers you need. I've got this bot up here who's been helping me test the rates of this farm. With 14 layers, we get about 1800 gunpowder and 880 ghast tiers per hour. As well, the collection system is nice and simple. We have it down here. It's just a rail running back and forth under the central portal down here. And the kill chamber is even simpler. Let's check it out. We have a portal, and then we have blocks either side of it. The ghast come through, and they suffocate, and then the items drop and immediately go back through the portal where they're picked up by that rail system. It's that simple. Last thing to note, because we're building it on the nether roof, I've got the do not spawn sphere in green and the despawn sphere in red. So we put the AFK platform up at the build limit, and then we've got this green circle around it. This is the area in which mobs can't spawn. So we could actually expand the farm just a little bit. You will get extra, but it's diminishing rates as you increase it more and more. And then this despawn sphere here, so anything outside of this circle, if it spawns, will immediately despawn. So we don't have to do any spawn proofing in the nether either. So let's jump into the tutorial. And first off, the materials then, if we take a look in this double chest, we've got some building blocks, we've got the obsidian, we've got the glass. This is per platform, keep in mind, and then the carpet you'll need at the top. The second section there is for the collection system, and then those final blocks there and the obsidian is for the kill chamber. That's all you need. So just pause the video, that's what you need. Like I say, those ones for the platforms, the top section, that's per platform. So let's go ahead and build this thing up, and the first thing you need to do is make sure you're in a soul sand valley. What would be really embarrassing is if you spent an hour recording footage and you hadn't checked this. Really embarrassing. Okay, once you've confirmed you're in a soul sand valley, place in 2 temporary blocks, and that third one there is your permanent block. Our collection platform is going to be 4 by 23 blocks. Direction shouldn't matter, but you can see the way I'm facing in the top left hand corner. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And then 4 blocks out as well. And then we're going to go ahead and fill this in. If I'm going too fast for you at any point, all you need to do is hit that pause button. What I'll try and do at convenient parts of the video, like when we've done this platform, for example, is get a good angle for you where you can pause the video and then go ahead, build it in your survival world, and then resume the video. There we go, 4 by 23. Once you've done that, pick an end, doesn't matter which one, come out 1 block, and then on that corner, place a solid block as well. That's where our rail will stop. Okay, next up, we're going to do the circuit for the collection system. I have the items in my hotbar. I'm going to place in 2 more temporary blocks, and then I'm going to place in a chest against there, a double chest. Now you can go in and place in as much storage as you want. This is just to show you how the storage will work. Get your hoppers. You need to place in 2 hoppers, and shift crouch, place them against that chest, and then place a block on top of the one closest to the chest. Will look like that. Okay, then on this side, we're going to build up our unloading redstone circuit. Ignore what I've done there. I placed that against the wrong hopper. You want to place it against the first one. You can remove the bottom block. It's just temporary. Get your comparator coming out of that first hopper. Then we want to crouch and place a block against the comparator. And then we want to place a torch, a redstone torch, on the backside of that block away from the comparator. Now we need to bring the signal back around. So we place a block on top of the torch and a repeater heading towards that first hopper. And then finally a block onto that repeater, and that will bring the signal back round onto the powered rail that we're going to place there in the next step. Okay then, you've got your powered rail. The one on this hopper absolutely needs to be powered rail, and this block here will need to be unpowered rail. The rest that we're going to place in can be powered or unpowered rail. You will need some powered rail to make sure the momentum of the minecart continues. But if you've got enough powered rail, then I recommend using it all, except at the ends here where you want to spin it round like this. And then we head back up to the top, grab your unpowered rail, back down, and then finally all the way back down here. And don't worry, we'll pause or we'll hover over the top of this so that you get a better view and can complete it. One last block that needs to be powered. This one here needs to be powered rail, otherwise the minecart might not come back. Make sure it's powered. Okay. And then we need to power this rail. So assuming you've done it like I have, then count down about 8 blocks. There we go. Place some levers on those blocks and power them. There we go. That will power the majority of it. If you've got completely powered rail, you might need to go down like I have here and place another set of levers in. And then turn those on and boom, we've got our collection platform is completely done. If I hover over it here, you can pause the video up and build all this out in your survival world. At this point, we can place the hopper minecart on and just see how this circuit works. So there we go, away goes the hopper minecart. It'll go down the rails and then come back. Let's drop some items on the rail for this thing to pick up and we can see what happens. There we go, just a small number. We don't need an entire stack, otherwise it'll take way too long. And then as this comes back, you see it's already bounced back and it's on its way back. It's nice and quick. Here we go. So once it hits that thing, it's got some items in the hopper now, so the circuit has inverted and the rail is unpowered. Once that hopper is empty, the rail gets powered and the minecart goes off on its way again. It's that simple. Next up, we're going to build the first spawning platform and portal. But before we do that, place some carpet on top of these blocks here. We don't want anything spawning on these blocks. Okay, where this minecart just came in, we're going to place our first block and we're going to create a 3x21 platform this time. So 2, 3, 4, and I'm not going to try and count this because I'm going to go way too fast. But when you get to the end, you'll be 1 block short of where the rails come back. There'll be a gap there like that. And that should be, as long as you build that first platform correctly, this platform will be 21 blocks long. And same at the other end, it'll be 1 block short of where the rails turn round. Don't worry, I'll hover over this, like I say, at the end so you get a better look. So like I say, 1 block short of the rails here. Okay, we're going to leave a 1 block gap here because that's where our portal's going to go. And we're going to build the exact same platform again. So 21 blocks long, and it'll be 1 short of where the rails come back. And then if we head up this end like that, there we go, and 1 short of where those rails turn back. You just saw a glimpse of it there. And if I place the block there that I've missed, and go ahead and place all that in. We have our 2 platforms. You can pause the video there to count them out, but they're 21 blocks long. They're 3 blocks wide. Once you've done that, what we're next going to do is our portal. Now, our portal, we actually need to make 23 blocks long. So we come out 1 extra block there, fill it all in with obsidian, and at the far end, come out 1 extra block as well. And then this portal is going to be 5 blocks high. So we have a 4 block gap in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then you come across like that. If I put some temporary blocks in here, you can see that there's a 4 block gap in between those 2 obsidian things there. In fact, why don't I go ahead and leave that in? Makes it easier just in case you need to pause the video. And then go ahead, fill all that in. And that's about the biggest portal that you can make in terms of width in Minecraft. If you go ahead and pause the video here, you can build all that up. You should be able to count the blocks with it being smooth stone. Should make it nice and simple for you. Once you've done that, what you need to do is grab your nether coordinates, and then you need to use a website like Mavenspun to make sure you place the overworld portal in the correct place. So if I stand here, I've got what? 167, minus 167, and minus 1565. And all I need to do is go to that website. It'll spit out the overworld coordinates so that when I light it and step through, if it's in the wrong place, I can rebuild it in the exact correct place. This is quite important. So make sure you do that. Once I've done that, I can grab myself a flint and steel and light it. If I built this correctly, it will light, and that's embarrassing. But it's because I've got those temporary blocks in. It's not because I built it too big. There we go. If I try that again, there we go. Let's pretend that didn't happen. So there we go. You can, again, pause the video if you need to and build all this up. Okay, and when you're done, you can step through this portal into the overworld. The overworld portal will naturally generate, and let's see if we need to move it. And when it eventually loads, here we go, we are in the overworld, and it's not quite in the right place. If we just stand here, Yeah, it's not in the right place. So if this happens, all you need to do is destroy this portal. And it's far quicker for me in creative than it will be for you in survival. And go ahead and just take that out. I can be a good boy and fill that gap in there. And then if I use the coordinates I got from that website, like I say, I'll put a link in the description. And find the center block of where I've got to go. Okay, it's in this direction. And then a couple of blocks over, I think. Yep. And then we'll knock this block out. This is the center of the portal. And then I'm just going to knock out a few more blocks just to make this easier for you guys to count. Now, the portal is going to be 7 by 7, which gives us a 5 by 5 gap in the middle. So we go out 3 blocks either side from that center one. And like I say, this bit here, I'm just doing so it's easier for you guys to count. And then if I knock these blocks out, these are going to be obsidian blocks. So 7 obsidian blocks. And then the same in height as well. So that'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more for 7, and then we can bring that round. If I place some temporary blocks in here, hopefully this time I, remember to remove them before lighting the portal, and then just join all that up. There we go. And if I take out these blocks now, actually, if I put them back, and then it gives you a convenient place to pause the video, and you can just, come back and count if you need to. Okay, so 5 by 5. And then take that out and you can light that up. I'm just going to set the time back to day here because I haven't stopped the time from cycling. I want to keep it daylight for you in the overworld. Step back through the portal. And what I recommend you do at this point is create another portal that you can travel through and to the overworld because we need to block that off. So off to the side here, I've already created one. You don't even need to go that far before it unlinks in the nether. So create yourself this portal. Step through. And when it loads, here we go. There we go. You can see that portal that I've created in the distance there. So if we head back over, and now all we need to do is block it up. And this is what suffocates the ghasts and send the items back into the nether. Literally just block it up. That's it. And on the other side as well, block it up. Here we go. Last couple of rows. There we go. And if I zoom out, there we go, you can pause it at this point, and that's the overworld portion of this farm done. So head back into the nether. Once you're back into the nether, I'm just going to place a temporary block here to denote that this is the center portal. So we can have a total of 7 portals from each layer. So 3 either side of that central portal. And the process for this is basically a repeat of what we've already done. Just follow the portal layout exactly like this. And then build another 3-block platform the other side of the portal. And do that for 3 portals either side of that center one so that you end up with 7 portals. And I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Here we go. That's exactly what it'll look like. You'll have 7 portals total, and you'll have the platforms either side of all those portals. So it looks like that. Great place to pause the video and build up this first layer. Once you've done that and come back, you can go ahead and light all the portals. Now, if you see some skeletons spawning, don't worry. Once all the portals are lit, doesn't matter. If I put on the light level overlay, this is Mini HUD. I'll leave a link for that tutorial in the description below. Skeletons won't spawn anymore. There was a ghast spawn there as well, which is superb. Right. What I recommend you do at this point is choose one of these end portals and step through it. Make sure you come out in your overworld kill chamber, your suffocation chamber. If you do, you can be pretty confident you've built everything right up to this point. And look, there's that skeleton that wandered through. Okay, break the blocks. And what we're actually going to do, I'm going to kill that skeleton, is step back through this portal. Ignore the fact that I placed the blocks back. I'm going to knock them out, step back through, because what you need to check is that you spawn back in the center portal. Here we go. Boom, I'm in the center portal. Now I am pretty confident that I have done this farm correct. All the portals are linked up exactly as I expect. And if I go back through, because I need to place those blocks back in, I should end up in my suffocation chamber. When it loads, there we go. And yep, boom, I'm in the suffocation chamber. Block it back up and go back through that other portal. When we get there, the next thing we need to do is start to placing the glass around the edge of our farm to make sure that the gas don't fly off somewhere that we don't want them to. So we'll create a glass ring around the side of the farm. You'll need to do this for each layer. So I can get rid of that temporary block now. I can grab myself some glass blocks. And then here we go. So it needs to be above the level of the platform, just the one block. And then you need to go all the way around the outer edge. And then on these end platforms, so it looks like that. And then same on the other side, all the way down. Try not to hit the portals as you're doing it. And then all the way on that end. And then back round and meet up with the first block that we placed. Oops, one block too many there. And making a right hash of this. There we go. Last block in. Okay, that's the edge done. Now, what you do next depends on how big you build this thing. I recommend that you build more than one layer. Build at least 2 layers to get a decent amount of gunpowder. You can do this whenever you feel like. You can change this farm, doesn't matter. But if you want to build another layer, then it's actually really simple. If we grab a smooth stone, I was just pointing out a skeleton that had gone through there because he spawned on top of the obsidian portals, but we'll fix that, don't worry. So we've got glass, we've got carpet, and we've got our building block of choice. If you want to build another layer, the top of the portal is your next layer. So you just build it exactly as you have done before. Copy the layer below, exactly the same. Just build your portals up like that, copy it. It's 100% the same. Every layer you do, identical. I can't stress this enough. When you get to your top layer, whatever you decide is going to be your top layer, what you need to do is place carpet on top of these portals because skeletons can spawn on top of the portals and ghasts can spawn on top of these portals as well. So make sure you carpet up all of these portals. And when you've done that, we now need just a little bit more glass so that the ghasts don't have a chance to fly off. And remember, you only need to do this for the very top layer. All the other layers, the platforms above, will stop ghasts from going anywhere. So 1 block gap in between the portal and the glass, and then just do that for all of them as well. You might not need it on these ones that I'm doing in the middle, but it makes the farm look a little bit nicer, so that's why I'm doing it. But you might be able to save some glass. You can test it. I haven't tested it without the glass. I recommend putting it in. Looks nicer, but you might not need it. Anyway, once I've done all this, that's basically the farm done. All you then need to do is place in your AFK platform, which needs to be at the build limit. As long as you build the farm exactly as I've said, if you build the platform, your AFK platform at the build limit, your farm's going to work perfectly. There we go, glass is in. So then all you've got to do is build your AFK platform, and you literally just need to pillar up to the build limit for your platform. And then you just stay there, AFK, and get all that wonderful gunpowder and the ghast tears as well. If you need a lightmatic of this file, it will be on my website. That's abfielder.com. I'm going into FreeCam now, which I use with the mod Tweakeroo. Link for a playlist on how to do that will be in the description below. I'm also going to use Carpet mod to make this a little bit faster so you can see what's going on. And surprise, surprise, I've done a video on that. Link will be in the description below as well to all this kind of stuff. Anyway, folks, I hope you found this video useful, this tutorial useful. If you have, leave a like, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm Abfielder, folks. That's all I have time for. Goodbye.